Good evening. It is 6 o'clock. I'm calling to order the November 1st, 2022 Fountain City Council meeting. We have some guests here tonight that are going to lead us for our Pledge of Allegiance. So if I could have the auxiliary come down from the VFW, please. You're going to lead us in the, so please stand and they will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If you want to come down to the podium.
Attention. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mayor Thompson.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Estes.
Here.
Councilmember Hinton.
Here.
Councilmember Corey.
Here.
Councilmember Rick.
Here.
Councilmember Applegate.
Here.
Councilmember Duncan.
Present.
All 7 members present.
Thank you. The next item on our agenda is presentations. We have a proclamation in honor of the 75th anniversary of the Fontaine Kibu Auxiliary to the Veterans of Foreign Wars, VFW, Post 6461. Ladies, would you like to come forward? Did you want to share anything before we read the proclamation? And if you could be sure to push the button to make sure the green light comes on the microphone so we can record you.
A lot of you don't know that the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States, we are their auxiliary to that organization. And therefore, our mission is to foster camaraderie among the United States veterans of overseas conflicts, to serve our veterans, military, and our communities, to advocate on behalf of all veterans. Our vision ensures that veterans are respected for their service, always receive their earned entitlements, and are recognized for the sacrifices they and their loved ones have made on behalf of this great country. Our core values are always put the interests of our members first, treat donors as partners in our cause, promote patriotism, honor military service, ensure the care of veterans and their families, serve our communities, promote a positive image of the VFW, and respect for the diversity of veterans' opinions. So that gives you an idea of where we go and how we do it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, each and every one of you that volunteer there, in past and present. We all know a lot of organizations don't work without the auxiliaries behind them, helping behind the scenes, and they're very vital.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah, thank you. We have a proclamation in honor of the 75th anniversary of the Fontaine Kibu Auxiliary to the Veterans of Foreign Wars, VFW, Post 6461. Whereas the Fontaine Kibu Auxiliary to Veterans of Foreign Wars, VFW, Post 6461, was chartered on October 27, 1947, and is celebrating its 75th anniversary in 2022. And whereas the auxiliary has faithfully served the veterans of Fountain and the surrounding community for numerous decades, and whereas the auxiliary serves our country again by supporting the troops who are defending our freedom and remembering fallen comrades at funerals and patriotic holidays, and whereas the auxiliary engages youth in positive volunteer experiences that serve our country, communities, veterans, and active duty military, now therefore be it proclaimed that the City Council of the City of Fountain, Colorado, does hereby congratulate Fontaine Kibu Auxiliary to the Veterans of Foreign Wars, Post 6461, on their 75th anniversary, and commend the auxiliary for its significant contributions to elevate patriotism in our community, done this first day of November 2022. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before we go down for pictures, does anybody have anything they'd like to say?
So first of all, from a veteran who served
and served this country for 22 years. I would like to just salute you for everything that you do and all that you stand for.
Let me make sure anybody wants to say anything else. Anybody else? Okay? Oh, you concur. Okay, all right. All right. That's a fantastic anniversary, 75 years. Thank you. That takes us on to item 4.2, Board Commissions and Committees. We have no appointments tonight. Item 5, City Council Agenda Requests. City Council shall use this time to request any items for future consideration. I'm going to start to my left tonight. Councilmember Rick?
Nothing tonight, Madam Mayor.
Councilmember Corey?
Nothing tonight.
Councilmember Hinton?
Nothing tonight, Madam Mayor.
Mayor Pro Tem Estes?
Nothing to this evening.
Councilmember Applegate?
Nothing tonight.
Councilmember Duncan?
I don't have anything.
It takes us to item 6, public to be heard. Citizens may address the council on items that are not on the agenda. Council may not be able to provide an immediate answer, but will direct staff to follow up. Out of respect for the council and others in attendance, please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. Madam Clerk, do you have any cards tonight?
No, ma'am.
Anyone in the audience wish to say anything tonight? Okay, nothing. That takes us to item 7, consent agenda. All items listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine and will be approved with one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or citizen so requests, in which case the item may be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately at the discretion of council. We have consent items A, B, and C. And what would council like to do? Councilmember Applegate?
I move to approve
Thank you.
this consent agenda A, B, and C.
Councilmember Rick?
Second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion for consent agenda for items A, B, and C. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, please vote.
7 yes, motion carried.
Thank you. Takes us to item A, old business. There is no old business. Item 9, new business. A, consideration of items removed from the consent agenda. There were none. That takes us to item 10, correspondence, comments, and ex officio reports. Y'all don't get used to this. Mr. Trainer.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The only thing I want to do is just briefly thank everyone for their, participation in the trunk or treat last Friday. That was a wonderful event. We had, we estimate about 1,500 people come through the line there. Wendigo every year donates a lot of candy to us, and then all the folks that decorate their trunks and sit out here, all the different organizations, they all donate hundreds of dollars of candy each, usually. I mean, it's just amazing how much candy costs. And we just had a great turnout. We really liked the new layout over on the east side of the building. It felt safer, didn't have to worry about dodging traffic when we were first parking vehicles. And so I think overall it ended up being a great event, so we just really appreciate everyone who supported that. We had a lot of great support in the community.
The trunk decorations this year were over the top. I mean, people just really had a ton of fun. So that was great. Mr. Evans, nothing? Chief Heber?
Very briefly, I'll just echo Scott's comments. I was sharing with Councilman Hinton just how proud the activities over Halloween, which can be dicey in other communities, was very positive, very safe, supported by the city, great residents. That included the Fountain Up Dance on Saturday, which was a good event, and trick-or-treating throughout the city went very well. So the other thing, the last thing I'll just close with is, you know, we moved our council meetings so we could be at the eve of the election of next week. And win, lose, or draw, I just want to thank each one of you personally for your time and effort and support in this. Win, lose, or draw, I'll look back at it and I know that we as a city, we tried to educate, and we all did our best. And so the results will come in, and we always recommend everyone votes because it's your community and it's where you live, and there's a lot at stake in our country for this. So I just wanted you all to know that, and I won't be able to tell you that maybe between now and the election, but I just wanted to tell you, each one of you, thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Yes, please vote. Don't lose your right to complain. Troy?
Thank you, Mayor. I apologize for being tardy this evening, but given the agenda, I figured I'd wrap up some of the court appearances, which actually leads me into an announcement from court, which is, as many of you know, we operate a night court, and we've operated a night court. But over the years, and especially recently, we've gotten a fair amount of negative feedback about that. You know, we used to think that it was a benefit to the community that you could come in the evenings to come to court and not take time off of work and those sorts of things. And I think what we've learned is it's actually a benefit to the community for people to go home in the evenings and spend time with their families instead of waiting around like many did tonight for court. And so with the new judge and the increase in our caseload, she's made the decision to move to a day court starting at the beginning of the year. And so our plan now, which will take a little bit of learning curve to implement, would be to have kind of a day court twice a month, kind of working throughout the day instead of the evenings. And our hope is that that'll add some efficiencies and some exciting changes, and along with what I hope should be starting our new assistant city attorney will do the prosecuting as well. So that'll make it more efficient on that side as well. And so that'll be sort of exciting new changes to the court coming in January. So I wanted to let you all know that. But that is all that I had for tonight.
What day of the week are you looking at?
We're looking at Wednesdays, and I don't hold me to this, but I think it's the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month is going to be planned for court, basically 9 to 5, I believe. So subject to some minor changes, I'm sure, as we figure out the efficiencies. But that's kind of the exciting change for court.
That's a big change for our court. Yeah, big change. Okay. All right, IT? When does it start? January.
Nothing tonight, Madam Mayor.
Okay, Madam Clerk?
Second and fourth Wednesday.
I have nothing, thank you.
Nothing? Okay, yeah, second and fourth Wednesdays, potentially Wednesdays, tentatively, in January.
Definitely Wednesdays.
Okay, definitely Wednesdays.
Definitely
Okay.
Wednesdays, but it might be the first and third.
Okay, starting in January. Okay.
Starting in January.
All right, you will have a huge educational campaign for that, I'm sure. Yes.
Yeah, and you know, and the PD has already started writing those because they work in advance, and so they've started writing tickets at those times. So the communication has gone very well between making that change, so the tickets come, so everybody knows when to be here, and it'll be phased in. So if, you know, depending on your last name, you'll come in at 9 or 10 or 11. So it'll hopefully, instead of coming all at the same time and having to wait for 2 or 3 hours, you'll come staggered. And so I think it'll add some efficiencies too.
Okay. I'm sorry. Nothing tonight? Okay. All righty. Councilmember Duncan.
Just want to reiterate about our ballots. We are 1 week out for our election, and I think we have 2 drop boxes here in Fountain that you can drop off your ballot. I've been hearing reports that it's too late to send it in the mail. So please go by and drop those ballots off. You know, a lot of people, you know, and I'm speaking to people of color. There's a lot of people who died so that you can have the right to vote. And I just would appreciate, it's your constitutional right, and we need to exercise that. So please vote. Every election is important, and I just want everyone to vote. I also participated in the drug take-back this weekend. It was reported from our chief that we had 182.9 pounds. And I thank you to Fountain Finest for being out there and taking those prescription drugs. We have to take care of our water. Many moons ago, who knew not to flush them down the toilet, right? Because you thought once they're in the toilet, they're just gone. So that's part of our water supply, and we don't want those drugs. Let's see. So one more thing. In 2021, the General Assembly passed House Bill 21-1162, and that's Plastic Pollution Reduction Act. And as a result, there will be a statewide fee of 10 cents on plastic and paper bags that will go into effect January 1, 2023. So I just want to put that out there in the atmosphere. So just, we need to start saving our bags and get ready for what's going to come January 1. That's it.
Councilmember Applegate?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate how wonderful that trunk or treat was. There was a lot of people, everybody was happy, everybody was having fun. And I thought it went, and I'm amazed at how much donation of candy we got, with the price of candy being what it is. And that's all.
All right, you guys, we got a record to break here. Councilmember Estes.
Just a couple things. We had the Fountain Creek Watershed District meeting on Friday. We have decided on a permanent executive director, and we are in works on finalizing the steps of that, the finalist. The two finalists are noted on that website. It's Ally Shu and a man named David Bennett. And it will be finalized and voted on between those two at our meeting in December. The other one is we started the Brownfields meeting last week with the group that's looking at the blast park, of the concepts and stuff entailed with that. It was an interesting group meeting. Mr. Mel McFarland joined us. He was my teacher in junior high. I hadn't seen him probably since then, so it was wonderful to see him again. And it was a very collaborative meeting, and looking forward to seeing what would come out of that. That's it.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Hinton.
Yes, had my housing authority meeting last month. It was a great meeting. It looks like Greedy Manor got a little bit of a facelift. They got some new flooring there. And then our next meeting will be at Greedy Manor, so we'll be able to kind of visit with some of our elderly folks there and just kind of visit with them and talk with them and see how things are going on. But things are going great in that area. Also want to just kind of reiterate what Councilman Duncan said about our ballots. If you're undecided, please look at our website. We're very transparent. If you need to make a decision, please make a decision based off the information and the facts. And I look forward to this election. I feel good about it. I feel positive about it. We are a great city, and we can take steps forward to continue to improve this city, because it's all about improving and making things better for our future. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Corey?
Same thing, a couple fun events over the weekend. My hat's off to city staff. I mean, I think the trunk or treat was a blast, and I went to the other one, the Nightmare on Main Street, that was fun. So my hat's off to them. Thanks for the planning. And yeah, I mean, I think every council member up here is going, vote, 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 turn it in before the 8th. So that's all I have.
All right. Councilmember Rick?
Yes, kudos to the city staff for putting on trunk or treat. Appreciate all the hard work. Troy? Just some feedback. First and third Wednesday of the month is Planning Commission meeting. Granted, it doesn't start till 6, but if your court goes long, that could interrupt it. Just feedback, food for thought, your decision. That's all I have, Madam Mayor.
All right, thank you. Just want to let you know, today is November 1st, so it is the first day you can apply for LEAP. So if you think that is something you might need assistance with heating throughout the winter. And I want to thank Fountain Up, too. Fountain Up did do the dance on Saturday and did a fantastic job, and really cool prizes. We normally do this at the beginning of the meeting, but we were moving quite along. I'd like to do a quick moment of silence. I think our community lost 2 advocates this weekend. First one was Henry Allen, a great community leader, many of us know, and thank him for his friendship and his leadership throughout the years. If there was a good cause going on, Henry was probably behind it, in front of it, next to you, shaking your hand, trying to convince you to give to it, so great leader. Another one is Hugh McCain, the minority leader in the House of Representatives for Colorado, was found, passed away in his home on Sunday. So Hugh was a true leader in trying to bring people together. He could wrangle cats, if anybody could, and appreciated that he had Chief Heber and I up to the Capitol last year, really with a passion for getting the fentanyl under control in our community and trying to push that bill through. So if we can just have a moment of silence and then we'll adjourn. All right, thank you. So pending anything else, we don't have an announcement of an executive session, right, Troy? Oh, no, don't want one. Nope, okay. This meeting is adjourned.
I think it begs